Part two, we are back. Red Tail Rogues. Let's lock her in. And I'll tell the story of the double call and why we have to have a part two. Yeah, that way you will all know the reason why it's a two-parter this time. Alright. So, oh geez, I better plug that thing in. Alright, hold on. Because now I don't want to mess it up. Let's make sure everything's all in green.
Looking for this map. I'm looking for this map. It's because I can zoom in on. There we go. Green. There we go. Green. And there we go. Yeah, green. This map. So I can zoom in on.
All right, let's unplug and replug in one last time. Just unplug and replug. Okay, so my mom had a flood in her basement when it was that huge storm. The water went over the windowsill, it flooded, and it damaged a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff that she had was a bunch of books in bookcases, and some of the books were like from when I was a little kid kind of things, and she had reserved as for like the kids' books. But the thing is, I'd already recollected all of those books, right? I wasn't waiting for her collection to eventually be passed down to me. I already got them, like the Bruce Coville, My Teacher Was an Alien kind of stuff, like. So anyway, so I told her, yeah, you know what? Why don't you just keep those books? And like, obviously, insurance is going to cover it because I mean, now they were in like a wet basement and stuff, and they're made of paper, and that's probably all going to be written off because they're probably going to go moldy. And she's like, okay, well, we'll see, we'll see. Nope, turns out she packaged them all up. She's calling me to let me know, hey, I'm on my way to your house. I'm dropping off all these books that I put in two giant totes. Basically.
Soaking wet
books. Books, yeah.
So that's why, and that's why I got the double call. It's because she's
urgent.
coming over to drop off two totes of moldy books that were in a flooded basement.
That are yours, Carl.
We'll tell her like a little to your mom. I'd really like you to repurchase them with the insurance.
Well, no, money. Well, exactly, and I have them. The thing is that I know insurance, right? Because I had my house burned down once, sort of, kind of. But the thing with insurance is those books, they're going to give you like 25 cents each for them.
Really?
Maybe 50 cents.
You have to insure them specifically for
Like,
them to actually be worth.
Exactly. So instead, they're like part of a miscellaneous group that will be called books, and they'll each be assigned a value. Maybe hardcovers might be worth like $1, but soft colors are worth 50. So it's not actually worth.
So unless I was like, hey, I've got my George R. R. Martin hardcover signed.
Yeah, but see the thing with that, you can't have that. But the thing with that is that would be included under like the miscellaneous part of your policy, which is only like going to be like $5,000 total, like for everything. So if my collectibles, for instance, burned up in there, I would really only under my homeowner's policy be covered for $5,000. So it says it's $1 million or whatever like that, but that $1 million is segmented into smaller sections within the insurance policy. So it could be like, oh well, those books and stuff like that are $5,000 max, and your appliances are this much as the max, within.
And you're like, but my books are worth way more than all my appliances.
Exactly. And then you need what's called a rider attached to your insurance, and the rider that they were going to do just for my modest comic book collection, I'll say that on camera at least, modest, was so expensive that it was like triple the cost of my actual insurance policy for only like 50 grand.
Same thing with Crystal's hearing aids, actually.
Yeah, probably something like that. And also jewelry, like your jewelry needs a separate rider if you're someone who has jewelry, and each one of those needs to be accounted for and appraised and stuff like that. And even then, they'll only cover up to a certain amount, which is the amount of the policy itself, or only that jewelry that's your rider. So they try and like nickel and dime you out of everything, and then they call it fair market value, FMV, basically, on the items. So they get like a multiplier based on the age of the item itself to account for like wear and tear and things like that. So they definitely depreciate everything as much as possible. And then if you take the payout in money instead of it being for like item, right? Then you also only get a fraction of that percentage that they've allocated to you as well. So it can be it's $10,000 worth of furniture, but if you take the cash payout, you can only get like $4,000 or something like that. So yeah. There you go, guys. We're
So,
talking Dungeons and
Moral of the
Dragons
story
here.
is don't burn down your house.
Yeah. Or like that's the way the claim would work too. I'm assuming portions of the claim would be allocated against your homeowner's insurance up to a certain value.
So, that being said,
We've
boys and
insured
girls,
Usador's house
in Waterdeep
in Waterdeep.
extensively.
Hips drawer.
So, as I said, you guys you arrive in Edward's office. Titan promptly leaves, bids you to stay and discuss with the party. He has to be sure you can understand and remember he has to confess in private.
So I guess you guys are the only others who know my true identity then, is that a future version of young Jonathan Fairweather, who you may even run into, like, doing random tasks in the Temple of Tyr where Titan and I reside.
Yeah. So you're in his office. He gives you run of his home to rest and feed yourselves, and bids you come back in 24 hours after they've done some reading, and they'll get back to you with what they know. This gives you time to research whatever you want, update spellbooks, do whatever you want to do. So you may have a day, you may have two. When you feel you are prepared, you may have all your stuff in.
Can I get better gear?
What better gear do you want?
Anything +3 to use as a focus instead of my lowly +2 that I'm using as a focus. So I don't care what it is. All I care about is that additional point of everything, basically.
How much of a donation are you willing to make to the Temple of Tyr, or
Unfortunately-
are you going to go and find and like create a hallowed space for the Raven Queen and pray and possibly be led by her wisdom?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that option. Let's go. So I'll go to like basically where there's normally like you've got the main temples for each god, but there's also normally one temple that has all the other like lesser gods that are within it and stuff like that.
Yes,
And
there is a non-denominational church in
non-denomination-
Waterdeep.
And so I'll go and I'll erect one of the shrines within there to the Raven Queen, and I'll be spending time there as well as in Temple of Tyr in order to memorize and give the blessings and things to the Queen. So now there's actually a physical representation of the Raven Queen there as well.
While you are in the temple, you are asked on numerous occasions to interrupt your prayer to help tend the needy and the sick. Do you assist or not?
I do assist, of course.
Okay,
It's not their time yet.
Okay, that's why
Yeah. The lady would let me know if it was their time, but it's not.
Okay, so that takes time. You have like a day and a half, 2 days, 3 days to do whatever you want in Waterdeep.
I'm going to the Yawning Portal and talking to the bartender who we met in the future.
Durnan, still there. The same guy you talked to in the past. Same loud shirt.
Yeah.
Same bracelet. Same mustache. Cleaning. Perhaps the same glass.
Wow.
And I will.
Polishing it neatly over as he overlooks happily the bar and that it is a bustling place of entertainment. Inside, there are people seated, looking into the bowls of water on their desk, on their tables, and there are people kind of gathered around the Yawning Portal, kind of, talking amongst themselves, like whatever. The people who are sitting at their booths have, they seem to be very well to do. They're like cheering loudly and like I can't believe that they got past the entranceway. It's just we could sit here all night. And they're placing bets and wagering on the young wizard in the green hat and the blonde barbarian with some unicorn fledgling running around and so on.
I get it.
Yeah, so I will.
Poor bastards are on the way to fight Tiamat. They're level 1.
Tiamat had beef with them though. It would hunt them down. And don't forget, the not released final episode with most of the same voice actors is available to be watched on YouTube. So no spoilers, but it never actually broadcasted the final episode on TV. This was them getting together with anyone that they could and putting the pre-written and actually like already basically mapped out final like episode on, so you can actually go and watch it.
You lift this for a second? Sure.
Oh no!
Oh, I gotta show you something.
Oh no, it's in there. You want help?
I just want someone to look this so I can get it.
All right, careful. The camera's on there. Camera's
Yes,
on there.
yes. Beware.
Be stable. Be stable. You'll tell because you'll be able to see. all
It's worth it. It's worth it. You have to. It's kind of fun.
the-
So they have to show off.
Oh no!
Oh, it's gonna be worth it.
It's gonna show off.
Oh yeah.
What's up? How does it feel to wield that kind of power? Because I'm gone for the next 2 weeks, so this is probably my last one for 2 weeks. I'm on vacation.
What are you back
So I'm back after the second week of September, basically.
of September?
June, July, or August. I mean August. I got confused. August. So yeah, I'm probably gonna miss the next 2 sessions. But if you guys want to make sure that you record it, that way I can at least watch what happened and listen to it and everything, and I would be pleased with that.
Yeah, I will. Ryan's offered to.
And you can just NPC my guy if you want.
You
Just
won't
be
be able
like
to make the baby
healing
shower.
guy. Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to. I was trying to make it work out, but we're also invited to a wedding that same day that we've also already RSVP'd to on Saturday. So we're actually cutting our own vacation short a day in order to go to the wedding because it's for Jesse and he and I are pretty tight. I can't just miss his. Like, you met Jesse,
Yeah.
disc golfing.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Can't just miss his like wedding and stuff
Well, I guess if he's getting married.
happening in London.
Well, sure, there, but waiting for something. You're making it right. Not gonna do that.
No, golfing.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Sorry.
I kind of figured.
Have to do the.
Yeah, but
That's the DVD.
I've still got
There you
so
go.
much baby stuff for you guys. I've got so much because I've only been giving to boys. Everyone's only boy. I've got like girl stuff right now from the newborn phase, all the cute,
We
some
will
cute
come.
stuff.
We
We're
promise.
talking like the little dresses, and they're gonna be like wearing this little cute little dress.
We don't
And
have
I-
any little dresses.
And I
We don't
always
have
got
any
the
of that.
like.
we don't
dark-
have any little dresses.
I also got like the dark princess
I gotta
dresses.
glue it.
Those are the ones I was trying to get. The ones that are like black with red on them, black with like the
Yeah,
neon
that's
pink
cool.
kind of deal, black with neon pink. So they're always kind of like a little
I like
on the
that.
edge, and you're like, "Damn, that girl's sassy with attitude."
Maybe Friday. On Friday.
I got that in there.
Oh, I'm gonna be packing up, dude. Now it's gonna have to. You straggled a little too.
We did. We've
too
been
long,
understandably.
I get it, but I'm not holding it against you. I'm just saying now you have to wait till we're back pretty much. If it's gonna, I can't do it this week. I'm super. But when I get back, I'm letting you know. I've got a full like Tupperware, like the giant ones that close and clamp. So you know. Archie, our
Yeah, but you already
personal life interlude.
And he remembered me quite
He
well. in
does
the future,
quite well.
so
He's
he will-
only seen you now. Like he doesn't know about seeing you in
Yeah.
the future.
We're gonna find
But
some
he
pervert who's
knows
gonna
you- remembers
watch
you, he's like,
this
"Oh."
just for that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You've been busy,
Oh.
friend. It's a
I
shame
wish
you
they
haven't
could be
been
my
playing.
friends.
I mean,
They
it
are
would be
my
nice
friends.
tonight to have some live music.
It's my
I
family.
I have
care to.
I have quite the tale to tell, and then I'll actually tell him
Okay.
of our interaction
Okay. So
in the
okay.
future and
Yes.
the peril that Waterdeep's in.
And how he's still there, and yeah. And he's like, you know, the cause, like how far in the future again? Like you said,
So yeah, 15
Yeah,
years
Bill,
is when
15
it
years.
was completely fallen apart. I don't know when it started, but I feel that we're going to need some powerful allies to.
well, I can certainly talk to quite a few people who come into this into the bar, and I'll happily spread the word discreetly where it needs to go. Perhaps check back with me in a few days.
So maybe
Feel
I
free.
shouldn't perform the saga of our future travels.
Oh, you're welcome to. Like I
Do you
mean,
have it? Did you write this
I
saga?
have,
about
I
future
have
travels?
no.
Oh, buddy, that's totally like inspiration point. you
I know.
gotta do
I
it.
thought about it. I didn't have time.
yeah.
Your day will come. Now I expect it of you. We gotta put it out there for the
I
whole
have-
world
I
to
have to watch
witness it.
like 6 episodes of
Yeah.
this thing to know what the fuck happened next.
Yeah.
1.5 speed. That's my
Yeah. Oh,
1.5
yeah.
speed,
1.5 is a good speed because we know what's going on, so it's for
Yeah.
the recap. Also, sometimes
Oh wait,
I'll-
we're talking about taxes.
sometimes
Yeah.
I'll 1.25 it. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I find 1.25 is a good speed for you to completely understand everything that's happening, but 1.5 is like you're going through it. Going through a quick time. Ow, my leg. Damn it. Oh, by the way, remember when I kicked that frisbee at the end? I was like, oh, I'm gonna like hurt my foot or whatever. Oh, we having a good time. I totally bruised my foot. Like the top of my foot is bruised now. It actually really hurts.
Michelle, should we take care of this? Sorry. Michelle.
What?
Come on, this could be a larger problem.
Pause. You guys are, but so he takes your and he says like if you want to, we're looking for a performer for tonight. Like it's always nice to have live music on when you're watching the show. We just had someone find a way through the door past the displacement bees and the gelatinous oozes. This is a rare event; it doesn't happen every night. So
Who was it? Who was it that escaped of the two that you were describing? There was a girl and there was a. Who
There
the
was-
other one?
there was a young wizard in a green hat,
Yep.
a human barbarian with blonde hair.
Did
and
they both make it through?
They both made it through.
They also they survived.
But those are the only two that made it through.
Yes. Oh, but maybe
It's
they
not-
didn't
not
all go
canon.
together. Maybe they didn't
That's
all
not
go
canon.
together.
This isn't canon.
We have to just assume they didn't all go together. It was like that one time when we first showed up at this bar, and Rochelle wanted to go through it on her own. The rest of the party is somewhere not dead, and those two just wanted to do the run on their own, just to be like, hey, we just want to see what you do, and then they did it. But the rest of the party's still alive. They're definitely not dead, and they're definitely going to make it back to the future one day.
As you sit inside, as you sit, to make it back to the
Tell you,
future.
man, you got to watch it on YouTube. It is amazing. It's so good.
I'll also try and track down some, like I said, I'll talk to some of I would know some of Xanathar's contacts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And just kind of mention that we were in the future and his business relations
Now-
with Pip. I guess maybe I wouldn't. But
Well, you know some of them because you're a bard. You're kind of in that world, right? What's your alignment? You're not lawful good, are you? You're not.
no, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're right. You still have your you're a useful pair of eyes
I'll
out there.
perform for anybody.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Xanathar's not him himself, but his people have thrown parties, and you've been called to entertain at them.
I'll warn him about what's happened to his business in the future in Waterdeep, but also let him know that there was some good as far as.
There's a lot of questioning that goes on about how they ask you, how do you know this? Like, how can we trust you? They want to have you with this information. If so they want to arrange a meeting for you to speak with someone a little closer to Xanathar. As long as you agree to ask questions, to answer his questions. Because once you start asking, you're not going to have much of a choice.
No. Well, so I'm very happy
Yeah.
to.
So,
I'm just trying to rally. I've seen what's happened. But I'm
Yeah,
just trying
yeah.
to rally some.
100%. So while you're walking around Waterdeep and getting to and from, you notice there are a fair number of people walking around with thick, kind of, we'd know them as like Romany, kind of Transylvanian or like
Vistani?
Vistani accents.
Stereotyped them.
Because how did you guess from my cutting description? No, they're wandering the streets, and people are upset. These people are walking around the streets. They seemingly have a fair amount of silver, and it seems to be very old, which increases its value. And where are they all coming from with this foreign money? It's because what they brought in is so they're the only source of it. So these rare coins are quite valuable if someone is a collector, and people are asking questions. There seems to be a fair number of them hanging around the docks. They're having a hard time. They're not really leaving the city and dispersing like people would like. They don't like the fact that all these beggars with nowhere to live come in spending silver. They still can't afford a house in St. Thomas. In St. Thomas. No one can afford a house in St. Thomas. No, in Waterdeep. So they can't afford a house or lodging in Waterdeep. So they're kind of street people, but they don't know the land that they're in. They're a lot of them haven't left. The city there's a lot of programs in place to help the homeless, feed them with fish, and fish is cheap, and the mongers always look after the needy, and so on and so forth.
Especially after the heroics of Aurora to restore the fish and free them up. And
It's
send them
not
on
just
their way.
porridge, it's
the party.
But the party.
Yes. But she was the one who brokered that deal, though.
She did decide.
That's right.
She did made sure that all her money
Yes.
went to this kind of stuff.
From
She-
the Elden Ring Foundation was
Yeah.
actually doing what it said
Yeah.
it was supposed to do. With that being said, here, Adam, this,
with a
how
large
does that
donation
do-
from Usador the Blue, the good.
Yeah, who wanted
Who
exactly.
tried to, I'd like a return on my investment of my charitable donation.
He wanted to withdraw it all and get the ROI. What a guy.
Uh,
It's not like he even DCA'd into that. He was just like, no, one lump sum contribution, and that was it.
Yeah, and now I'm just gonna take it out. Can I just withdraw this?
Yeah,
No.
so funny. Those were the days.
Okay, so
Oh, okay. So let me know when I get to
Tello
my
will
next
play with some of because there will be people playing music and stuff like that.
yeah.
Tello will play some songs with them and just chat. And
Well,
get some of
they're
the
they're
thoughts.
like these people are really amateur. Like they're struggling, they're budding, but they're like, the Yawning Portal's like, this is your
Top of the line
matinee.
kind of place,
It's
yeah.
surprising that during a matinee someone gets past the thing, right? Normally it's 8 people died, some homeless people die, and they do their thing.
May need to
Okay.
So the boy's dad found out that they're at home,
Perhaps we should.
and he's making an issue about it. So they're fine, but
Oh, they texted.
they weren't supposed to. Just like they're not in trouble for that. But
Yeah.
it's just it doesn't stop it from being a problem, right? So
Yeah.
It wasn't not going to help, right? Well, I'll let Rochelle figure it out. I can't figure out everything.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. So, either way, we can arrange a ride for you back. I'm sure if she takes off or if you go, she stays or whatever.
Just so you know, don't forget that this is the wrong camera, so don't say anything.
Don't take kids.
That's why that's
But it's a
sometimes
rarity.
choices we
It's
make.
Yeah,
a rarity.
it's a
We're
rarity.
going to end up in this kind of circumstance where we can't. Either way, I can tell you what my character's doing.
Yes.
All right, so now that my character has erected, because I assume there was no representation previously at that non-denominational church for the Raven Queen. Was
Even
there?
with there has been offerings, but
Okay, but
the
there's no,
offerings
like,
that have been
that-
given it's been few and far between. Obviously, the offerings to Tyr
Okay, so I
and to Alona and to all these like old like gods of good and
Well, they've got their own dedicated
Palor is very favorable.
this is where people come to worship like the lesser gods.
Yes,
because
but
they
they're
don't have
there,
their own
but
temple.
people still like who
Yes,
can't,
they
who
still
can't
don't.
afford the minimum charitable contribution to enter the
Ah.
mega churches of
Yeah.
Palor.
I got you.
Yeah.
So I buff up. I make the Raven Queen altar look good, and then I'm going to use that thing that I can do. Like, was it once per month when I can call upon the power of the divinity and stuff to bless me?
Yeah.
And I'm going to.
What is that? What is that thing that you can do?
Oh yeah.
And he's going to always pray that she grant him the power to succeed where once he failed.
Isn't it a percentile
knowing
dice
that
minus
it's like
your character's level?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
it's
remember
divine
either, but I know
intervention.
that you did it once, and now I want to do it.
I did it once and it didn't work.
Yeah, well, I'm going for it, and this is what I will always ask for from this point forwards. With my Raven mask on, having adopted the straight up character Raven Dark serving the Queen. See if she will grant me additional power.
So,
Oh,
Carl.
yes, every
Yes.
7 days. That's
So, if you roll a number equal to or lower than your cleric level, your deity intervenes.
Okay, so
So, because
yeah.
Should we
Because
go
you're-
home?
you're doing this
So what's happening
as a like at an altar, and you've just like been taking up and doing good deeds before the altar, right? For the needy and the poor and the destitute.
right now? We better go home.
I will double your level check.
Ooh, so my level check is actually going to be
26%.
26 now. Wow. All right, cool. I'll take it. So
I'm
I like
fair.
that. I
I'm
like
fair.
that. No, that's huge. That's huge. So on this,
Of course you like that.
so I need 26 or lower. Is that how it works?
26
26
or
or lower. There we go.
Should probably go.
All right, guys. Next time.
good luck.
So Usador, before he rolls his dice,
Yep.
Usador you have leeway to take as much time as you need to relax and recuperate after your rigors.
Yep.
As they study those things, we can talk about that another time. I'm sure you're going to go home and not do D&D stuff.
Probably not.
So, we can talk about that separately if you like. But yeah, and your character wants to. You can tell me what you're doing. You take off with Usador,
I'm setting up my own,
detective agency. Or
hanging out my shingle for private eye work.
excellent. Excellent. Okay, because again, as I said in the chat, the Tokoloshi, there have been reports of 5 deaths that mimic exactly the deaths that you guys had already encountered. Well, not you guys, that Pip and Aurora and Usador and Mulgrim had encountered before, where the children had their bodies had been possessed and used to physically beat and specifically the faces of their parents before they vanished without a trace. And there's supernatural, just the amount of force that's been put through is not
Sadly,
possible.
that was before my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys. Have a
All right,
good one.
later,
Guys, have fun.
All right. Well,
So their characters are off doing that.
all right. So 26% though.
26%.
For my mega buff. Here we go, boys. Oh my god, it's a 12. I did it. It's a 12 for real. I'm not even joking.
It's a fucking
It's a 12. I succeeded. I've called upon the gods. Come on, Adam. You gotta give me something good. I've never seen this succeed ever in life. I've never once seen it succeed ever. Even when you were taking all those checks that one time, it never actually succeeded. Here we go. Oh my gosh, give me the power.
Okay. At 20th level, it automatically
Wow.
succeeds.
All right, well,
that's
let's not-
fucking cool.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'll just take. I'll
If
take.
we
what I
make it
got.
to level 20.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. You know how I was looking for those things that would be a +3, Adam? I was looking
You get
for
it. It's a +3. It's a
Make
+3.
it a goodie. Make it a goodie, boy.
You'd have got it if I didn't double your proficiency. If I didn't double
Yes,
your
that's
level.
true. So I made it.
So I'm gonna give it an ability.
Yeah. This is exciting. I get a +3 focus type weapon. Oh, so Adam, unfortunately, I was wrong about being able to disc golf at VA Berry this weekend because I forgot that I'm actually going away for 2 weeks. So
Yeah, but when you were talking, like,
Yeah,
I wonder what
yeah.
day he's going.
yeah, I'm not.
No worries.
And my back actually, it felt so good on Sunday, and then on Monday, I literally lifted a water bottle, and my back went out again.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so it's so bad that I'm seeing the chiropractor tomorrow. Like he's got to try and fix things in there because I got to drive for like 4 hours, sometimes 6 hours of traffic to get up to Huntsville and things.
No, yeah. That's a
Yeah,
long
depending
drive.
on the traffic, it is a long way.
Sometimes
Yeah.
last time it took us 6 hours to get there, like just because of traffic. And then we
Yeah, I've
stopped
been
off.
on some brutal drives up there.
And then we stopped off at this like gas station or whatever because the kids had to go pee. And I was like, I mean, I could go pee too. We went in, the toilet was literally broken, and it was like the only toilet for so long, and they had people waiting in a lineup. So many people had to go piss and like poop and stuff like that. And there's no way they'd be able to poop into it. It was already overflowing basically, and it was broken, so you couldn't flush it. And then the other one was also out of order, and there's no way to actually go anywhere. You had to like pee on other people's pee water basically, or just go outside and piss in the grass.
Yeah.
But Mackenzie, I didn't teach her the squat yet by that point in time. She couldn't like do it properly.
Yeah.
Now I just like go squat it out somewhere, right? But back then she was like, I was like, oh my god, this is worse than an outhouse. It was so bad. And then traffic all the rest of the way, and it was like, you could do it in 3 hours 45 minutes or so, 6 hours, maybe plus. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, we've had some long drives up that way. So.
We've taken the ETR before, but it's basically like $40 up and $40 back. They're paying like almost $100 by the time that they're done with all their extra taxes and everything.
And
on
it
top of
doesn't
that.
save that much time.
Exactly, it saves you like an hour. It makes sure that it doesn't take 6 hours, right? But
Yeah.
it really does. But at the same time, you're paying like $100 there and back for that. It's a hefty sum. All right.
Yeah,
Yes.
but +3, you are given. What you're given is a necklace, and upon that necklace there is a. It's not going to be a silver. It will be a silver raven. It's a small silver, not statuette, figurine on a necklace.
Okay.
And on top of being a +3 magical implement, it allows you to summon a raven for up to 12 hours, and then once that's been used, it can't be used for 2 days. So it basically allows you to have a familiar. It gives you the animal messenger spell with it at will.
Awesome.
Right.
Oh, I love it. All right.
Also, as soon as and if when you wear it, just because the raven isn't physically there, you can still feel its presence, but it's not physically there. You can
What
still
happens if the
feel
raven
its
dies?
presence.
It just returns after 2 days,
And it has 1 hit
points.
points. It's just it has like 2 hit points. It's done.
Yeah.
It dies when it takes 2 hit points worth of damage,
And then in 2 days you can use
it recharges on the ethereal realm.
Okay.
Like you've read, like
Super cool.
What was the Panther's name? Glenhiver. Yeah. So but it's a +3 artifact. There you
I love it.
go. So Adam, you're performing at the yawning portal. You receive from the gist of it, you know that it didn't go very well. You see, wow, you're having a very good night. You receive 910 gold in tips.
What? What?
Yeah,
930 gold? More than most people make in their more than a
the
farmer
yawning
makes in
portal.
his entire life.
it's the yawning portal.
And you get
Yeah.
1 night in tips alone.
Yeah.
And then what? They pay you what?
I'm
2
not
gold.
good. I'm not
They
good.
pay you what? 2 gold on top of it. Hey, thanks for showing up. Here's your 2 gold for like.
Drink
No,
the
he gets paid.
bar-
He
the
gets
bar
paid in
for
tips.
free.
He drinks for free, and he gets free lodging as long as he plays.
Crazy.
People really kind of they thought it was a story about a fantasy adventure or whatever, something that couldn't possibly be true. While at the bar and while performing during your break periods, you learn more. You learn that there are the resentment for these Vistani because they're kind of hanging on to their silver. People want it because of its age and because of its rarity and because of its composition. They're loath to part with it. They they were quick to buy traveling carts to gather their belongings, but they are not traveling like they're supposed to be. And the fact that their carts being parked and left on the city streets of Waterdeep, and then their vagrancy is causing quite a bit of people to be upset. There's a fair amount of unpleasant racist remarks being made against them. I haven't thought of any for racist remarks to call a fictional race of white people, but I guess gypsies would be as close as I could think of.
Oh, man.
Am I allowed to say gypsies? Am I allowed to say
They
gypsies?
banned the gypsies even in Magic the Gathering. They actually
Wow.
banned it and removed it from Gatherer and everything.
Well, don't
The trash
cancel me
gypsies.
from.
They were
thing.
kind of a shitty card and they still banned it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Cancel. Disconnect. We've said too much.
So now you guys know your way around Waterdeep, right? So I can close this here now, for now, and I can come back to here. Oh, actually, I can come back to this map. So Aurora's estate, it's right here. So you guys do know that Blackstaff's Tower starts here in this small castle where you guys were. But Blackstaff's Tower is actually this tower when you guys teleported and went to the top of another tower. This is the tower that you were on top of. The view was different. You were well above the city of Waterdeep, but because it was nighttime, you weren't able to see much aside from that blue thing across in the shadows of massive dragons on their back. You know that this whole area down in here ends up being flooded. Steve's character reports. I'll deal with what happens with Steve's character.
And I go with them, obviously.
He leaves. He just tells you, like I told him all. Like I was in. He just explains. He's put in the zone of truth. Tells his side of the story, and it's up to the church heads. But he was very angry about how they have to stop what's coming, and when he left, he was still riled up and angry, but composing himself because he was he was taking a very much he just described that some of the people in the church were very much about like closing up Waterdeep until they can get a handle on what's happening. But there's a lot of people in there saying, no, we can't. There is devastation. There are plagues happening outside. There is this marauding dragon cult that's destroying villages, and those people need somewhere to go. If they can't come to Waterdeep, which is supposed to be their protection, where are they supposed to go? And there's a lot of back and forth thing about that.
So it's all politics right now, as far as like
It's day one. It's day one.
As far as like basically the refugees who now people like Jonathan Fairweather, I should say, Ravendark and Titan, or no, not Titan, but Ravendark for sure knew the history that it was the refugees that eventually turned on everyone.
Correct. It
And
was
so
refugees.
now that information is out there, people are looking unfavorably on the refugees within Waterdeep as well. And it's causing some like isolationist splinter groups and things like that want to close the border and build the wall.
Right.
All right.
You hear. You
Are
also
they going to make
hear.
the biggest? Are they going to make the largest mass deportation in Waterdeep history?
It's going to be such a wall.
It's good. Yeah. All right, just making sure. Just making sure we
The
know.
kind of wall a ladder can't beat.
Okay. Just making sure we know. And we're gonna make them pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the most
They're
important part.
silver, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
I like it. Let's make it happen.
Now, Adam, your give me you'd be which is your better skill, because you'd be like kind of listening to pick up on tidbits and information that you might find important or not. So, do you have investigation? You're not investigating anything, but I guess it would be. I guess it would just be
I got insight.
an insight. Okay, yeah. Through the tidbits of conversation that you pick up, let me see if you're able to piece together.
Expertise is double the proficiency.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, sweet.
From plus 12 already.
Okay, fucking right.
Crazy.
Oh, 16.
Still 16.
Still,
with
it's
a plus 12. Wow.
Yeah. So you're able to piece together.
Oh wait, I'll guidance him before he does it.
You're not there.
Yeah, like,
You're not there. So you're able to piece together
I mean,
that these people aren't differentiating between the Vistani problem and these refugees coming in from the town. They're like right now, as far as the people at the yawning portal in that tax bracket go, it's the Vistani are the problem, because they come in and they're just lounging around. The nice it's a south ward, it's near the dock, and it's not great, but all the nicest areas, like the parks and whatnot, they're parking their caravans and general vagrancy. They have no concept of city dwelling. They yet they're not leaving, because there's been rumors that someone might have had phony documents. So there's issues with whether that they're not letting them leave until they can identify them. They're not just going to turn them loose. They want to know, when they're showing up, when they're getting arrested for their vagrancy, and their papers get checked over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Eventually,
What happens to the ones that don't have any papers?
well, they have
Showing
papers.
up and
They
what
have
about the ones
papers.
that lost the papers on their way over, or fled in such a hurry? that
No,
didn't
they
bring
have their
with them?
papers. You store the blue. He falsified documents. You don't remember
for the
that back in like
refugees?
you
He's
remember that
involved.
back in like
Yeah, but I didn't know he'd do it. No, I mean the current refugees that are coming in. And stuff
no,
like
he's
that, right?
he's doing it for the Vistani. He did it for the Vistani.
Oh my gosh! So he's responsible
back in-
almost for this.
No,
I didn't know he
for
was
the
doing it.
Vistani. The
Yeah, that's what I
Vistani weren't
mean.
the cause of the thing.
But the people believe that they were. Is what you're
Yes,
saying.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
They're not
Yep.
differentiating.
They're
They're
getting
saying,
lumped in.
it's look at all these refugees are doing.
Yeah.
Right. And it's
Very political.
and it's
Let's
you guys are
try to-
level 13. It's
Are-
got to turn political at some
are-
point.
Are we drawing the parallels here to real life somewhere? I don't know.
No, what are you talking about? This is the fantasy realm of Faerun, brought to you by the Red Tail Rogues.
Absolutely nothing to do with real life. Anything that is said that may
This
appear
work
as
was
though it's real
inspired
life,
by fictional
Yeah.
events.
Bingo.
Any likeness
Disclaimer
to
has
people,
been
places,
stated.
or things.
Nothing we say or do implies you to actually do it or believe that it's actually occurring in real life.
No. So,
It's sad that we have to say these
My,
things.
Yeah.
my character decides.
Yeah.
that's it.
Uh,
So I got a question for you, Adam, about
Yes, sir.
that necklace. So Does it act like a necklace of protection +3, kind of like a amulet, like a ring of protection +3, and grant all those same kind of benefits
No.
to AC and saving throws and stuff
It's
like
only for spell DCs, spell attacks.
that? What
Yes.
about AC? Does it like give me any AC benefits?
What kind of gold do you have?
What kind of gold do I have? I have like no gold. All my gold is basically used for feeding those like hungry people that I went out to feed and stuff like
Costly
that.
affair.
It is costly affair. I try to donate what I can to it, and I obviously have not been getting party
Would you like
shares.
to? Would you like to withdraw your charitable donation at this time?
Oh, no, I'm happy with what I did. But now I won't say that if that charitable donation happened to put me into the good light of someone that resulted in me getting something.
You just were gifted a level 3, like a level 3
Yeah.
magical relic from your goddess that appeared on her statue as you finished your prayer. Silently, made no noise, no idea how it got there.
I'm not saying I'm not grateful. I'm just saying, hey,
Sounds a
my
little
my AC seems a little low. You know, what do you got?
Well, you can go shopping. You can trade some of your +2 gear to get to reduce prices. You
I
can,
feel like we've got some bags of holding that are just full of shit.
yeah, full of
Well,
fun
you guys do
treasure.
That we
Sure.
didn't actually sell anything.
I've got a mace. I've got
Yeah.
a mace +2 that I want to offload. I want to see who that is. It's probably my wife. Hopefully that's who it is.
Why did your mom just show up with soaking wet books and totes at my door,
That's
Carl?
my
What the fuck?
That's what's happening. So my mom, that's what my wife's calling to say. She's calling to say, here, make sure Red Tail was somebody. She's calling to say, hey, your mom just showed up. And she brought books. And what the hell, Carl? Why is your mom bringing us all these books? And I never agreed to any of this stuff. I told her, no, I don't want them. But that's what my mom is. She showed up with 2 totes of books, and she probably just like plopped them down right in my hallway. So I'm gonna
Rang the
come home,
doorbell and ran away.
pretty much. Oh, she's gonna ring the doorbell. Like, oh, I have these for you. Or always be like, what's going on right now? I don't even understand what's happening. And then she's gonna just barge her way in.
Yeah.
Put
You want to
down
use my
one,
phone to
put-
call your
put
wife?
that next
Wake
one.
up a couple
No,
kids.
it's fine. I don't even want to call her. No.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. I know what it's gonna be. It'll be the end of our D&D session.
No,
That's what it will be. For
we're gonna
me,
plow
at least.
through.
For me,
We're
at
gonna plow.
least.
We're gonna plow through with 2 players.
Yeah, that's all good.
I was
That's
gonna
all
say,
good.
I don't know how much longer.
We only need to do so much, right? Oh, what we get to do now is we get to choose the direction of the adventure. That's the gift that you and I have been given for being the only 2 competent ones here, I guess. I don't know.
I think the
Uh,
one thing I know, Rochelle definitely has some plans for what she wants to do. So we don't want to, and it's kind of
Yeah.
a time that she's actually found some focus. So I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
pull away from that.
It's her turn.
That's where I'm a little bit
Yeah.
hesitant to be like, okay, this is where we're going.
Okay. Do you
But-
know what her general plan is there, Adam? Maybe you can steer us in that direction and we'll just assume that she's getting her way. Like, so steer us there, NPC her,
Well, I
and tell
think
us what's
she's-
happening and give us the
she's
introduction.
looking more into like her background.
He's looking more into her background.
Oh.
in the Underdark and kind of places where we've had some opportunity and kind of
Oh, okay. So it's
she hasn't been forceful and we've been more forceful probably to shift into
the choice to go after to not take the.
I don't know if my guy's
people
gonna
and-
be-
and go after the book. Those were solely
See,
our choices. Those
The
were-
thing is, I at this point in time, I don't know if my character, and then I want a different guy character. Because this guy, Jonathan Fairweather, Raven Dark, is not going to be going on some petty adventure to try and fulfill her little dream. He's more involved in like bigger world, real politics, hunting down, trying to stop Waterdeep from happening. He's not going on like some personal quest with someone, especially when he's this involved with the
Right.
church at this point in time.
Right.
And I'm sure Titan would also be like, that's a little beneath us when we're preparing for war. And I
they,
just did this
they want to
impassioned
find
speech.
they want to
you know?
find ways to.
Yeah.
I
think that
have
maybe-
a way to string it all together and have it be a thing that happens down like in this venture down the road where she can accomplish her goals. But for those watching the video at home in their spare time, if they do, she would have to then put the research into, like, say she's putting the time into research of the Opal and do her meditation thing, which she was successful with, contacting this otherworldly creature, the Opal, and it terrifies her every time she does, and she gets a feeling that whoever it is, well, as long as she's doing it, they know where she is. Right?
I'll do whatever role is required to just use my deduction skills as a cleric and a servant of the Raven Queen to find out if there's any correlation between that Yoko and the demon lord who attacked Waterdeep.
Okay.
So I can try and piece that together. Maybe there's a way that this all fits together, and it's actually that's part of what's like drawing that wiping out of Waterdeep that happens some point in time between now and 15 years later. He would know actually. How many years is it after today's present date?
15 years.
But that's when we show up as 15 years later. But when did Waterdeep get destroyed though?
7 years.
Okay,
It
so
was destroyed
7
for 8
years
years.
from
It
now.
was destroyed for 8 years when you guys arrived.
Okay, so then
That's
what,
why it was just they were not expecting anything at all. It's been 8 years.
Okay, so yeah, ignore it. It's like one of those bot type people. All right, so then basically, I know that 8 years from now, or 7 years from now, we're going to be attacked. So obviously, Titan and I are thinking big picture at this point in time. How do we stop Waterdeep hunting them down? And I really don't think that our characters are going to go for like, hey, let's go and
Part of
abandon
that,
quest.
no, but part of what you know is that if you're going to have any hope of stopping what's coming, you kind of know the events that led up to it, right?
Yep.
Even if they're successful in vetting refugees and stopping them from coming in and doing whatever and dealing with all that politically, they were still vastly outnumbered when the attack, even from outside. So you'd need to rally anyone who would stand to benefit from the continuation from Waterdeep to prosper. That probably, in some way, affects the Drow, both in the city and their components, because they have little finger outreaches in Waterdeep.
Okay. So is there a clear link that I can draw that's like, hey, by doing this and by going into the Underdark and by following her, it also furthers
It doesn't say that you're
goal
going.
of
It didn't say that anyone's going.
or
into
whatever
the
it is. You know
Underdark.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, is doing this going to also help fulfill my goals? Like, or
If you could rally
is she
the
doing the
Drow.
Tokoloshi thing though?
Well, she's investigating that because
investigating
the
the murder.
Tokoloshi and the Hags had been part of pulling down Waterdeep.
And that's what
Okay.
they were doing in the first
So
place.
it is tied in.
This
All right, so if she's
dragon,
going to Tokoloshi, that's cool then, because then I can go and I can participate in that. Because
she's
you'll be like, that's
investigating
part
the
of it.
Tokoloshi
and the
the
hags
kids
and the dragon was tied into the hags. One of them, you only found one of their pets, right?
So we should talk to
And that one was a black dragon, right?
So
And
we
if
should.
you recall, when we did that, we weren't recording it, but there was a great number of times where I pointed out a great number of things on the nice big map parts that I built out for the swamp piles and stuff that people did not see, even after you totally rancored the black dragon and all that. Good times.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
a sudden we just left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're done. Okay.
Man. Was that pre-streaming though?
Oh wait,
Oh, see,
pre-
that was
That's
like
a-
when
we missed
young
out
black
on so
dragons were a
much.
fucking
Yeah,
threat.
yeah.
Back when
We
like
missed
I
out
think
on
we were just
so
like,
much.
oh, we killed it, and it was gone.
yeah.
I wish
It was
we started
exciting.
doing it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my guy's following Titan where Titan may go. So if Titan deems it to be worthwhile for him to divert
Not right
from his
away.
purpose,
Not
then
right
that's
away.
what
He doesn't
we'll
right
do.
now. He wants to see what he's going to talk to some people in the guard, because you guys yourselves know that the standard for low level guards is to be a watchman in Waterdeep and be employed by the city. You have to be at least a level 3 paladin that you are walking the streets with. There are
Paladin too.
Yeah.
Damn.
because you have to be sure that you're going to follow the code and adhere to the code. You have to show that it's a very prestigious thing to even work for the city. And a lot of these people are fodder that they throw at the front lines to help with the regular soldiery, right?
Mhm.
But these are soldiers that are constantly employed maintaining the peace in Waterdeep, right? But they're tempered with kindness, so that's why there is vagrancy, because they're not just, it's not an iron fist that rules, right?
They're not going to lock up the children in cages.
Yet. Yeah,
Just making sure.
I mean,
Just making sure.
they might.
TBD.
Yeah.
There's still time.
So that's what you discern from your time at the Yawning Portal. Did you want to sell some loot? I know you've got like a +3 sword you don't need.
I'm using it.
I'd gladly try and
I've
trade.
got a +2 bow. I've got my +3 sword. That when it comes down to it, I'll use it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm looking to upgrade my like chainmail +2 and or my shield +2. Even though my shield is a mirrored shield, into a +3 to kind of help try and reduce my AC. That's my goal right now. But I haven't been getting any loot share or anything.
There's been
You
no
guys just
loot.
kinda-
You guys didn't have
Exactly.
We haven't looted the future.
That's what I mean. So
And my
I
character
have
came in
nothing.
around the same time.
There was
That's
the
right.
loot. There was the loot that you had from the Wizard's Tower. I think that's where you got your mace +2 and stuff like that from.
Yeah, that could be possible.
There was also a fair amount of gems and stuff that you guys found that I know Rama took from the Demon Realm. That since he's dead, he wasn't carrying them.
I think they all went in the bag of holding.
Right. Do you have that? Do you have that? Oh, that's you? Okay. Do you have the list of all that stuff? Okay. No.
I think we were just gonna sell it.
Yeah. You were gonna sell all of it to. So that being said, since you guys did just acquire something, for those on record, those who survive, I will grant. When you sell off all those,
I want a Mace of Disruption +3. No.
you find I will when everyone gets their split of from this, just the sale of those gems from the Demon Realm that Rambo would have had. Everyone gets 50,000 gold pieces. 50. Because you're selling them to Edgar. Right.
What can I buy with that? I need some kind of armor +3 type thing.
You were heavy or just medium?
I think medium. Yeah, no heavy. So I chain is as high as I can get. So I take Elven Chain +3. If there's Elven Chain +3, I take something like that. I would take a Ring of Protection. That adds to my AC if I'm not mistaken,
And your
right?
saves.
No, it says I'd even take a Ring of Pro +1, but I prefer a Ring of Protection +2 to make it more like level equivalent to what my character is. I'm looking for Ring of Protection +2 if possible.
Or percentile dice.
Oh shit! All right.
Who are you going to talk to about acquiring this?
I'm going to talk to Ed.
So Titan would steer you in the direction.
I'm going to
of
talk
Aurora.
to Edward. Right, Edward is Edward the Necromancer?
Edward.
No, Edward's the dad.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk to Edward about telling me the right hookups for something that would be, Ring of Protection.
Not Usador, you're going to Edward.
I'm going to Edward. Non like damaging or anything like that. That seems like it should be a fairly common item, to be honest with you. Ring of Protection +2. Let's go. 99%. Do I find a +3, Adam? Do I find a Ring of Protection +3? 99 on the percentile dice, Adam. Look, I want you to look at it. It's a literal 99.
I don't have a ring of protection.
But just saying, that's a 99 percentile. You had me roll it. Adam.
I could for all your gold
Yeah,
being
yeah.
donated to the Elden Ring Foundation.
Yep.
You have 0 gold.
Yep.
I would allow the +2 Ring of Protection.
I'll take the rest, the +2
Right.
Ring of Protection +2. Yep. I have no gold left.
Do you want to do anything with your gold? If you go through Edward, but now those are registered,
Yep.
right?
So this
If
is
you go through, Aurora knows someone who you guys dealt with unregistered.
Yep, we know them too.
Usador and Pip, but Pip's up north. Pip at this time has really tight ties. With the university.
I'm pretty good actually. I can't wear armor. I've got a decent sword. I've got the ring of protection +2 already.
There's potions, there's alchemy things. You have all of Rama's arrows too, don't you?
I got a whole
You're
rack.
oh wow, that's so fucking good.
I've got his +2 opposite bow.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
the bow is wicked. I love that thing. Yeah, the whips. You could sell the whips.
Oh, the whips are worth good money, I'll bet, because they were like +3 whips of like the cat of
Yeah.
9
Yeah,
tails.
there's
type.
no +2 whip. And
Yeah.
one was holy, and one was acid.
Yeah, we'll get rid of those.
Okay,
And I'll get rid of my
so
I'll get rid of my chainmail +2.
Who are you
and try
selling
and
it
take
to?
out of the pot.
Who are you selling it to?
Who would tell him no best? I'd probably just Edward, I guess.
Edward has a contact. It depends who you go through to talk to that contact.
But it's clear you're paying a premium if you go through them because it's legit gear.
Yeah. I don't get.
You won't get it. You might not get as much.
I'll do this. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sure. Okay. So you're able to barter a bit. Give me how would you barter? How would you barter? Would you do that with? Let me see. You wouldn't be doing it with deception.
Persuasion. I mean, I've got
Persuasion,
expertise.
yeah, okay. Yeah, expertise and persuasion too.
So,
Wow.
plus 15. This is my charisma.
Wow.
That seems okay.
Wow.
I don't know if we got a bargain or not.
Fuck.
But you will.
So
Holy
it's
shit.
it's only 32.
Is expertise double or is it?
Double your proficiency.
I couldn't remember if it was at half.
No, it's double your proficiency.
It's still probably plus 10, that means.
Well, yeah, my proficiency is 5, so doubles 10, plus
Yeah.
my charisma is 15.
Yep.
Plus that, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking dope.
That seems okay.
Yeah.
This is what Tello's built for.
Yeah.
Is that
Is it
non-combat stuff?
All the stuff that had happened up until that final fight was
Yeah.
nothing that I
You
could
need
do.
to narrate everything though, as a bard would, to make it legit. You have to be like, oh, how'd I get this 32 by sweet talking him? You gotta tell us like, oh, I used this kind of language on her or whatever. Like,
And put it to good service.
So for selling those two whips, you get 50 platinum pieces. So 5,000 gold pieces per.
500 platinum is 5,000.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 5,000. Yeah. So 500 platinum pieces for selling them.
That's 5,000.
That's 5,000. That's each, right?
So
10 grand.
yeah, so 10,000.
So, okay, we'll do just 2 gold pieces. We'll just do gold pieces. 10,000.
We're just
10,000
converting it
right.
anyway.
10,000 gold
Extra
pieces.
stuff.
Okay. 10,000 gold pieces for selling the whips. And that's. I mean, that was who was in the was I playing in the party that at that time when that was like divvied up? You insisted actually that it was divvied up fairly. I think, but
No, it was you. You
I did.
insisted
But
it
after
was
Rama
divvied up.
died, I think it was because Tello's not like
That's right. He's not one of those
invested
goody
with the
goodies
party.
and
He's
stuff
not like
that-
travel with Usador forever.
Yeah, we just sell
Yep.
stuff.
All right. Hey, and I go up to and I say, good sir, I'm willing to contribute this chainmail +2 to the pot if it's possible to get a chainmail +3, since I will happily take the front and be absorbing damage for the rest of the party.
So you're wanting me to sell that to them and see if they'll.
Just do a
How much
straight
it'll-
trade.
It doesn't necessarily have to be
I
a
mean, I
straight
got
trade.
a 30.
Doesn't necessarily have to be a straight
Whatever
trade.
it is.
Is what I'm implying. Hopefully, you'll maybe give some of that newly.
Are you
found-
willing? Are you willing to? Now the party's not here, so it might just be you and him there at the sale, since you're
It is just
How
us.
much? Yeah, so we'll say how much to upgrade
Yeah.
this to a +3.
Just straight.
You
Just
give me
regular
the, you know
plate
what?
plus
If we
three
just
chainmail.
call it even, you give me this 10.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yes.
Give me this 10, and we can waive the rest. Now, might not be clean. You might want to wash it. You might.
I wash it. I cast remove curse on it.
Cleanse.
Cure
Yeah.
disease. All the good ones.
As you do it, like it's clear to you that the last person who owned this was killed by like a poison, that caused the flesh rot disease.
Oh, gross.
Because there's like parts of skin still like in between the links of chain.
We'll cast mending as well. I think
Okay.
that's the one that cleans it up and stuff like
It's
that.
It's
I think
gross.
clerics can cast that. If not, I'll go to somewhere. who
It's
can.
just like
Yeah, cleanse.
Yeah.
a black puddle.
That's how we got
on
a
the
good deal.
floor.
It was like super discount. Person who died in it is still in it.
Yeah, parts of them. Yeah,
Nice sweet thing. I
just
take-
enough to resurrect them
I
if you
put
really
my hand on your
pinch.
shoulder and say, I thank you. And one day, I know that it will be worth it.
You were worthy.
Yep.
party member
Pat,
in
pat on the turtle
in the
man.
future. I hope to.
Yes.
So that goes on without the party's advice, and without the
right.
party's knowing from here out, just because so everyone is aware.
I got my AC to
This is
23.
exactly what Rama sought to
I love
stop. Fair and equal distribution of
Yeah.
party wealth.
Hey, Roma's not here anymore. Now. That was backroom deals.
I'm all about making the party stronger.
There you go. And the AC for my cleric is probably going to be hitting the front, just to cast stuff and just have like the blades going spiritual guardian and stuff, so I can just like not have to take concentration checks. And, oh, ring of protection gives me +2 concentration checks, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, also
that's
is.
awesome because I need that for the cons.
Right, +2.
I failed it once, didn't I?
Who has the displacer cloak?
Oh,
Luna?
Luna, right? Because in her wild shape, it let her.
Yeah.
I don't think she remembers that.
I don't remember. I tell you, it was crazy OP when you guys gave that to the barbarian.
but he forgot
Fuck.
to use it.
I
I
know,
don't think
but
we
I
ever
was like,
used it.
oh my
We used
god,
it,
I
like,
can't
one
believe you're
time.
letting him have it. And then
We used it, like, one
remind
time.
you. I'm not gonna remind you. I'm already attacking for half damage if I do hit him.
Yeah, but barbarian builds OP. I hope that Ryan does end up building either a barb or just like a fighter or something, right?
He wants to go barbarian fighter. He wants to multi-class.
Okay, take 3 in fighter so he gets action
He
surge
might
or
go.
whatever.
He might go like 7-6 because he was talking about it today with him. I was giving him some ideas. I'm like,
Yeah.
look at it. Depends. Do you want to have more stat bumps or
Or
feats,
more feats, yeah.
or do you want to have your rage just maxed out? Because once you hit level 3, you've got your barbarian totem that gives you reduced, if that's the one you take, or you've got your berserker thing, or you've got whatever you're going to do, and you can just dump everything else in fighter. And really, you lose some hit points, but you gain a whole bunch of other stuff. Or do you want to go more toward the barbarian side, go 10-3 that way, or
Yeah.
because you want to have 3.
I'll be honest. I really enjoyed playing as a fighter. Like just as I always thought that they were just plain Jane, but they're just so like
They're
attacky.
versatile. Yeah,
They're just so attacky and versatile, and they just do like everything good.
yeah,
And it's just like, okay, this guy obviously is built. He doesn't deal as much singular damage as a barbarian, but he gets more like attacks,
yeah.
right?
You can
That
do more stuff.
he can do more just stuff. Yeah.
So and I
But
told
Barb is
Ryan,
just way more tanky than fighter. Like,
well, you're gonna get hit. You're supposed to get hit
Yeah.
and take damage as a barbarian because that keeps your rage going. So
Yeah, that way, if you miss, at least you're still.
yeah,
the raging.
right. And then he might go half orc, I think.
Always with the half-orc barbarians and
Honestly,
fighters and
or
stuff.
no, he was saying dwarf. He was thinking dwarf.
Oh, mountain dwarf
Yeah,
with a
dwarf,
+2 strength, +2 con. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
+2 strength, +2 con.
Dark vision,
Oh.
speed,
Yeah.
speed 25,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then it gets 10. He'll have plus speed for because he's a barbarian, so his speed will be 35.
Are you sure you don't want to be a hill dwarf and get like +2 wisdom, +2 like?
Plus 2 with no plus 2 strength, plus 1 wisdom.
Is that what it is? +2 strength, +1.
But they also have different things, and
Brutal.
different features.
So bad.
It's not bad. It
No,
depends on what you're
dwarves are
doing.
where
For
it's
cleric,
at.
it's great.
I guess that's correct. Mountain dwarves are where it's at for like the fighter classes though. You want that combo.
Oh, it's so good. But you know what? That the orcish resilience, where you take the ability to add an extra D6 whenever you crit,
Oh yeah, obviously.
and
orc
the
is
and
just
if
crazy.
if you drop to 0 hit points, you're back up with 1.
Is he gonna fighter class into champion so he can get that bonus crit range?
I think that's the
Yes.
easiest one to do.
Yeah.
The easiest one to do.
And it's very powerful with the Orcish Barbarian because of that extra crit dice, and now he's got
Right.
extra threat range
And-
for crit.
And I'm going to
So good.
say that because they're both fighter types, right? He can, like, if he gets to, like, I think, what is it? Like, depends when he levels up more. Because at level 15, I think, the fighter gets another attack when he takes an action. Might
Wow.
be level 30. So they get 3 attacks per turn. Then you use action surge,
Yeah, that gives you the
and that gives you the
another 3 attacks. right?
another 3 attacks when you take, so you're attacking 6 times in a round.
Yeah.
But that's fucking nuts.
It is.
Fighters
And
end
more,
up
and
with
if you're
4 attacks.
hasted, then you got another 3, right? So
Right.
you got 9 attacks.
Right. That's crazy. But
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You want to end the video for now then? And
Sure,
then
yeah.
we'll just chat about
that's
real life
what
for a bit?
we'll do. That's
All right. This is good theory of mine, so at least we know what direction we're going. So we're
Right.
probably going to be
So-
pursuing the Tokoloshi is the way that it sounds like you're talking
Well,
right now.
it is an otherworldly demon that was
Yep.
working with the hags for the detriment of Waterdeep.
Yep, that is
The
also
hag-
somehow linked to the dreams
You-
of Luna.
Right, and you
Right.
knew that,
So-
and Usador, he's the only current party member who was present during that whole time, would be the only one who's aware of the connection between the hags and the village of Shimoda when you originally encountered, when he and Luna originally encountered
Where they were
the
all
two-headed
dead.
dragon.
All
All
dead.
dead.
Shimoda Village.
All dead.
Ninja Scroll. You guys gotta watch it.
96.
All right. Red Tail Roads. Until next time. Peace.